Are you dreaming of an elopement, but still want to include your family in the adventure? In this video, we're going to talk all about how to plan the perfect family-friendly elopement. Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Rue. I'm an elopement videographer and photographer based in Boulder, Colorado. I've been filming and photographing and planning elopements for a long time. I run Castlehouse with my partner Mallory. She's the photographer, I'm the videographer. We both do the planning, and our core mission is to help couples celebrate their love in a way that is special and meaningful to them. So everything we do, from this YouTube channel to filming to photographing, is all about supporting you in your journey to celebrating your love your way. And eloping with your family is part of that. So I think this is an important video to make. The first thing to consider when your family is involved is how to include them. Might be why you're watching this video, but I think it's an important question to ask writ large. Elopements are a special experience. I think the difference between an elopement and a traditional wedding is how much you're catering to your guests. An elopement in the traditional sense is about you and your partner running away together, going into the mountains, getting married, and coming home and telling everybody, surprise, we're married. Now that might be a little different. You might be looking at a date 9 months in advance. You're telling your family, you're telling your friends, hey, we're gonna go elope in Colorado, we're gonna go elope in Hawaii, and it's gonna be a very fun, memorable, special experience. And we're not gonna have anybody there, but we're gonna have a party when we get back. Or we're going to have you there, here's how we want you to be involved. But even with an elopement, there's kind of a sliding scale on how much you might want your family to be involved. Do you just want them there for the ceremony, and then you'll meet them for a dinner at the end of the day? Do you not want them there for the ceremony, but you just want them there for a small hike around a lake? Do you want them around when you're getting ready, but not for the rest of the day? Do you want them just for dinner and a post-elopement celebration at the Airbnb afterwards? There's a whole wide range of what you can do with your family. And once you have those questions answered for yourself and what that might look like for you, here are a few tips that might help in making the day fun and special for everybody. The first step to a fun, family-friendly elopement is choosing the right location. I'll give some mountain-based examples because here in Colorado we have access to some amazing mountains. And if you want to elope at the top of a remote mountaintop, that might be kind of difficult for your grandparents or your 2-year-old niece to get to. So choosing an accessible location where you might be able to drive up or you can access via a short walk is a great starting point for having your family involved in your ceremony. In Colorado, we're actually blessed with a lot of really beautiful, accessible locations. There are a few spots in Rocky Mountain National Park that are right off of the main scenic byway that are beautiful elopement spots as long as you get your permit. There are spots actually on mountain passes. Loveland Pass is a very popular option for this reason, is you can drive up to the top of the pass, walk about 50 feet, and you're on top of mountain pass. So you can definitely hike to remote locations if it's just the two of you, but you can also still access some really beautiful high alpine meadows, some alpine lakes, and some beautiful vistas that are just accessible from the road so your family can still be a part of it. Depending on how long you want to be at those locations, you might also want to consider having facilities at those locations too. So having a bathroom close by, even if it's just like a pit toilet at a trailhead parking lot, can sometimes be helpful to know as well. My second tip is plan something for everyone, but not plan everything for everyone. Planning something for everyone might mean having a dinner where everybody can be involved, have a picnic or a short game session after your elopement where you can play with all your fun relatives. You can have coloring books and bubbles and anything to make the occasion more interesting and special after the ceremony is done. But what I mean when I say don't plan everything for everyone, this is still your special day. And the reason you might be eloping is because you don't want a big traditional wedding. Having a big traditional wedding means catering a lot to the guests. You have a DJ and you have a ton of catering and you have specific flowers for every table. You have hand-painted welcoming cards. You have all of these things to make your guests feel comfortable and happy, and you're celebrating this big day. You might be interested in elopement because it's smaller and more intimate. So making sure you're still setting aside activities and moments for you and your partner to really connect. If you decide that it's important for you, for your family to be there, bring them along, but make sure that you're still finding time to have that special connection with just the two of you. The next way to involve your family might be during the ceremony itself. The ceremony is a really special time where you and your partner are committing to a life together forever. It's this joyous, meaningful, memorable, specific moment where you're saying, I do commit to you. And having your family or your friends be involved in that ceremony can be a really special way to include them as well. I've seen this done by friends or relatives giving specific readings at ceremonies, providing prayer over you, letting the kids hold the rings or run up and give your vows in the middle of the ceremony. If you're really close with your family or really close with your friends, having them a part of the ceremony is a very intimate, special, deep emotional connection that you can create with them. But if you're not very close with your family and you want them to still be there, but maybe not be a part of that special moment, considering having your family not there for the ceremony, bringing them along for something afterwards. But if you're really connected with your family, have them there for the ceremony, and maybe find ways to separate yourself later on in the day. Next up is planning a family-friendly timeline. All over this channel for the past few years, I've been giving tips about how to create a timeline for your elopement day. And creating a family-friendly timeline might be a little bit different. You might have to be realistic about how fast the group may move. You might have to understand that in the afternoon it might be nap time for the kids, or the grandparents might not want to stay out super late, or the friends might not want to wake up at 2 a.m. to go hiking with you. So in terms of timing, I find that early afternoon or late morning is a really great time to get everybody together. Everyone can wake up on their own time, you can get ready at a realistic time, you can have dinner at a realistic time. And if kids need to kind of separate themselves during certain times of the day, make sure you're being realistic about how to accommodate everybody. And everybody can get their needs met while you're still just going out and enjoying your day and not having to worry about your guests. The next tip is to pack smart. Snacks and water and extra layers is something that I would encourage you to communicate with your guests. Hey, everybody's got to bring water, everybody's got to bring enough snacks for themselves throughout the day. Everybody make sure you have a bunch of layers so you're comfortable. The last thing you want to be doing on your elopement day is making sure your mom or your grandpa or your cousin is cold and you have to sort it out and figure out all these logistics of where to get a coat and how to get them in a warm location. The most important thing on this elopement day, I've said it before, I'll say it again, is you. It's your love. So having to deal with logistics on the day of how to juggle your family might provide a little bit more stress to the day that might not be necessary if you plan ahead and plan properly. By encouraging everybody to bring comfortable shoes for the hike or bring coloring books for the kids so they can be distracted during the ceremony if it runs long, bringing snacks for everybody so they're well fed and happy throughout the day can ensure that you can have the most special day possible while your family can still be a part of it and their needs are taken care of as well. And when it comes to making sure everybody feels included, I also encourage you to document the day with intention. I would encourage you to reach out to a photographer and a videographer that has experience with elopements. Weddings are often very different than elopements. And the types of photographers and videographers that specialize in elopements bring a special touch of highlighting the emotion in these beautiful outdoor spaces. We know that our job is to capture your love and your special day, but also include your family as a part of the video and as a part of the photos. And that doesn't just mean the big family photo shot at the end of the ceremony, that means capturing little moments of your family throughout the day. Candid shots of kids playing, hugs after the ceremony's over, intimate moments of the parents helping you get ready, hiring a photographer or videographer that is willing to capture the day with intention, with empathy, knowing that these are the photos that you want to be looking back on. You want a photo of you and your mom right before you walk down the aisle. You might love that photo. It might be great to get that epic landscape shot, but having a photographer or videographer that really understands the emotion of the day and how to capture that special, intimate experience with you and your family is a really good thing to look for. Making sure that the style of the elopement photographer and videographer matches with your style, that their vibe matches. You don't want to have somebody a part of your wedding day that doesn't connect well with your family or your friends, or you, most importantly. So making sure that you're vetting your photographer and videographer by connecting with them personally, making sure you like their style, and making sure that they're ready and willing to capture your family in addition to capturing you and your love story. My next tip is to add personal touches to make this experience especially yours throughout the day. Have your family write and read you letters on the special day. Include some fun family traditions that you might have, or special meals that you always eat at big occasions. Adding these personal touches will help make your day feel even more special. Because whether it's a big toast with everybody or these small little items that they'll be able to bring as family heirlooms as a part of the day, you can bring your family in such a myriad of ways. And that might end up being a really special moment between you all. And my final tip is manage expectations. Regardless of how many of these ideas that you decide to implement into your elopement, I recommend sitting down with your family and your friends that are going to be on your elopement day and setting expectations with them, clear expectations with them ahead of time. Let them know what to expect when it comes to the location, when it comes to the attire, and when it comes to the timing. Tell them this is what you need to bring. This is what it's gonna look like. This is how much we want you involved and how much we don't want you involved. By communicating all of that up front, you can avoid hurt feelings on the day. If at 2 p.m. you decide, hey everybody, get out of here, we're gonna do our thing, they might be feeling a little bit hurt if you didn't communicate that up front. If you tell them up front, hey, we're gonna do our ceremony in the morning and then we're gonna go do a hike in the afternoon, just the two of us, everyone's like, oh, that's great. Well, we can get on board with that. We'll go take the kids and play by the river and you go out and do an amazing hike. Everyone will be so stoked because ultimately your family is there for you. If your family makes the cut for an elopement day, odds are they love you very much. And odds are you love them. And in love, I think it's really important to communicate that love with kindness. And in my family, we always say, speak truth with love. Tell them the truth. Tell them this means a lot to have you there with us. But it also is important that we keep our intimate, special moments between us throughout the day as well. So we're gonna do our thing and you go do your thing, but we'll always come together because we love having you there. And things might not go perfectly, but that's part of the adventure. There might be rain, there might be weather that comes in, the parking might be full when you get there, but you've gotten through life together this far. I'm sure you can figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, you'll have a big old laugh about getting dumped on in the rain on your elopement day, and that'll be fun in and of itself. And as a message of hope and maybe some final notes of encouragement, your elopement day is special between you and your partner, but also those that matter most to you. So hopefully this video was a good guide for how to include them in meaningful and memorable ways for your meaningful and memorable day. If you're planning to elope with your family here in Colorado, feel free to reach out. We've been filming and photographing elopements for years now, all throughout the state, and have a lot of great accessible locations for your family and a lot more tips we can give you over a call on how to make this day special and memorable for everybody. The link to our website to contact us is in the description. Our email is also in the description. You can also leave comments and we'll respond there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, a very special elopement day, and I hope your family is honored, as I am, to be involved in this process. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Have the best day ever.